Welcome to Comeback TV. Look who's sitting here with me.
Look who's back.
Ebonie's back.
Look who's back. He tried to replace me. I saw what happened, but it's cool. I'm back.
Hey,
I'm right here.
Harper was a great co-host.
I know. I got nervous.
Yeah, Harper's in the booth right now. And we were talking about, there was a lot to talk about. Did you know that Harper was a producer for the Wendy Williams show for 8 seasons?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
My bad. I thought that was common knowledge. My bad. Okay.
So while you were out gallivanting in South Africa, we were talking about all of the trending news because that's what we do here. So today, we are going to talk about Good Times. It's making a comeback, but in a whole different way. Also, singer Tank is really setting the tone for these celeb meet and greets because they have gotten out of control. And McDonald's, a beauty brand?
That
Who would have thought? Plus, we're going to talk about men embracing NAIL GLAM. And we'll also end up with just a little preview of Summer House Martha's Vineyard, which we are going to be covering this season. But first, tell me about your trip.
Oh, the trip to South Africa?
Yes, your South Africa trip.
It was lit.
The people want to know.
It was lit. It was lit.
Give
I
us
recommend it 10 out of 10.
synopsis.
Spent some time in Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing food. Everything was just quality. The restaurants there are amazing. Highly recommend. I only like Marble. I went to delicious. Went to this awesome steakhouse, rooftop steakhouse.
Okay.
What was the other one?
What was the difference in the food there?
It was quality. It was quality and affordable, but like it was quality. I had the best like potatoes I've ever had in my life. They were like soaked in like fat. Like what was it? I forgot, but it was like fat, but it was delicious. It was my first meal when I got there that morning.
Yeah.
And it was just like at Proud Mary. Loved it. Loved Rosebank. Loved Sanson. The food just had the best mussels I've ever had. Went to Cape Town, did like a 10-course seafood meal on the beach. Amazing. Okay. Did the sand dunes, like ATVing on the sand dunes.
And you were in South Africa for how long?
I have no idea. I was supposed to be there for like 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for probably, like 2 weeks or something like that? I didn't really keep track. Kind of lost track of time. Yeah.
I didn't know if you were going to come back.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I really was trying not to. It was really hard to get on that plane. But yeah, I came back. You guys got me back for now.
Yeah, well, our mother would not have been happy about that. Speaking of which, she's watching now. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I'm back.
Yeah. So what do you think was the biggest highlight of the trip?
Ooh, I don't even know right now. I think landing in Cape Town and doing like immediately going on the ATV, doing the sand dunes, getting the beach, like 10-course meal on the beach, seafood
10 courses
is a delicious. That was definitely a highlight. I did do some historical things, so I did go to Soweto. I saw Nelson Mandela's house. Desmond Tutu's house was like right across the street from Nelson Mandela's. Went to the Apartheid Museum. That was definitely heavy. That was a heavy Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
But like the historical stuff was pretty cool. I didn't get to go to Robben Island next time, but yeah, there was a lot. Like it's hard to unpack how much stuff we did on that trip.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely a place that like you have to go back to. Like I have to go back. I still want to do safaris. I want to go to Robben Island. I want to do a lot more things. So this was a good taste of South Africa, but I definitely want to go back and be there a little bit longer and explore a little bit more.
Well, I'm happy for you. I was very jealous. First of all, that you can just pick up and go being a digital nomad. I mean, that's definitely a perk.
I mean, I worked.
But you were also sending us back pictures and giving us updates. So, which was kind of like not totally an Ebonie thing to do, so we were very excited.
Because I knew if I didn't, you guys were going to blow me up, and then, like, the time change, it was going to be obnoxious hours of the night that you'd be blowing me up. Also, totally forgot, the wine tram. What?
Oh, yeah.
Insane. Just a train drops you off at wineries, and a tractor pick you up, and then, like, drive you into the winery. It's ridiculous, and then you're, like, right in the mountains, and it's just, yeah, there's so much. I keep remembering more and more.
I love it. Well, next time maybe I can go with you.
Perhaps.
That would be amazing. Well, we're happy to have you back. We're glad that you had safe travels. If you had a social media, you could share some of these photos, but that's just not going to happen. So, in the meantime, I'll just continue to post about you on my social media as I did last week.
Yes, you did.
Before we break down the trending topics, I have a little bit of housekeeping because as I announced earlier on the live, I have another live podcast event coming up on Sunday, June 9th. Now, last year, we had a live podcast with model, reality star, media queen, Claudia Jordan. It was absolutely amazing. And here's the thing, because I know that a lot of y'all, you listen to podcasts. I have so many podcasts that I love listening to on a weekly, if not like a daily basis. Maybe one of the shows I'll go through some of my top and favorite podcasts. But in the meantime, when I'm talking about doing a podcast live event, because Come Back with Erica Cobb is all about, the idea of getting ready and staying ready for your next chapter. It's about everyone being deserving of the comeback that they're willing to earn, but it's also merging a lot of my personality and my brand. And ultimately, what I want for my guests, whether you are coming into my home or you're coming to an event that I am hosting, is for you to get the experience that I would want to have. Now, what that means is nothing will be forgotten about, okay? No stone will be left unturned.
Talk that talk.
When you come to a Come Back with Erica Cobb live event, you are getting a welcome cocktail with your ticket. You are getting light bites.
Say more.
We are having a cocktail hour with Vio the violinist, who is a hip-hop violinist.
What?
The man is dope. We are doing a press row, not for some random celebrities to come in. You know why? Because you're the celebrity, okay? So when you leave this event, you are going to have a professional video, okay? You are going to have professional photos. And when those doors open, you are going to be greeted by the sounds of DJ Simone Says.
Oh, snap.
DJ Simone Says she has performed with Saweetie. She has performed with some of the biggest names in hip hop and R&B. Okay? So I am not playing about this. And when you sit down, you are going to laugh because my brother from the other mother, comedian Al Jackson, is our opening act.
Mr. Jackson.
So before you even get to the quote unquote main event, honey, you are going to feel like you have been thought about. You are going to kiki with like-minded people. You are going to be able to show off. When's the last time that you went somewhere that somebody truly appreciated your outfit? That's happening on Sunday, June 9th. And it's happening at the Clayton Members Club and Hotel. Now, the thing about Clayton is we are in Denver. That's where we're hosting this. It's in Cherry Creek, which is like it's the affluent area of Denver, to say the least. But I have been a founding member of Clayton since before the doors open. So I am so excited to be able to do this event at Clayton Hotel and Members Club. And y'all saw the whole progression with Karamo since BravoCon. So I am so honored that Karamo is going to be joining us to sit down and really tell us his comeback story. I am excited to ask him some questions. We are going to go deep. And then I am going to turn it over to the audience for a little Q&A. So everything will be thought of. And I'm super excited to host you on Sunday, June 9th. And here's the thing. Thank you for listening, because tickets will go on sale tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. All right. So should we get into the trending topics?
Let's do it. You got me hyped up now.
Yeah, Harper's laughing in my ear right now.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm like, let me tell you, I don't need to sell it, but I'm going to sell it.
I'm just hitting you with the ad libs. Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go. So Netflix has reimagined Good Times as an animated series with a modern family.
Yeah.
Now, are you even old enough to
yes,
remember
I
Good
am.
Times?
I'm old enough. I mean, I wasn't like born when it was on air, but I saw the reruns.
Yeah.
Like, I know it. I know it.
Well, also, where Good Times was set
Chicago.
was, I mean, literal, like just a few miles away from where our family was born, raised, and, for a long time lived. So it really felt like, when you're watching things like Good Times, you can understand what it is and where it's coming from. But much like the original Evans family, who showed America through the eyes of a Black family struggling to survive, the new Evans family is trying to keep their head, keeping their head above water.
Good time.
Temporary layoffs.
Good times.
Even when... Okay.
Nah, hit that next line. That's controversial. What's the next line? Go ahead and hit it.
I don't remember.
Hanging in the child line.
Good times.
Hey, ain't we
lucky we
oh,
got
messed it up.
'em.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good times.
All right, hit it, hit it, hit it.
Yeah. We didn't say that we were a family who sings together, but when we do. So who was your favorite character?
Oh, I mean, Dynamite. Right, that's a ghostie, right? Like, that's obvious, right?
Dynamite. I also just remember a young Janet Jackson.
Yeah, Penny.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched. See,
yes. Oh my god.
My game. I got this.
So here's the thing. It's going to be an animated series. Yeah. Norman Lear, who recently passed at the age of like 100. But he was responsible for like All in the Family, the Jeffersons. Norman Lear, an absolute TV legend.
Yeah.
But he is also, it's getting with the creator of the Boondocks. So it's a reimagined animated series. Generally, when we talk about reboots, I'm always like, we don't need a reboot. We need new stories. But I think that, especially understanding that, like, even the projects that the family was living in don't even exist anymore.
There's like a Target there now.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Wild.
Exactly. So I'm kind of like, there is a way for this to be a new story. And I think it's really interesting that they're making it an animated series.
Yeah. I mean, and they did it with a stacked cast. Like, there's, was it Jay Farrow's on it? Amazing voice. Mm-hmm. Who else is in it? It's like Jay Farrow,
Marsai Martin.
Yeah, there we go.
Or Marsai Martin.
Martin.
Yvette Nicole Brown.
There's a cast to it.
JB Smooth.
Yeah, there's a cast. So like that alone makes it interesting to me. But yeah, I think it should be a good reboot. Also, you look at like you have that kind of Boondocks spin to it, and Boondocks was kind of unique in its own. Yeah. So I think it should be a pretty interesting reboot. I think it should be good. I'll definitely tune in.
So Boondocks, you were a Boondocks watcher.
I'm 100% a Boondocks watcher.
I think I'm a little old. I think Boondocks missed me. So what did you like? I think I was in college during Boondocks.
No, I was in college during Boondocks.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was living my life.
Yeah,
okay.
You're a full-grown adult not watching Cartoon Network. That's weird.
Yeah.
Being still in this age now, I still watch Cartoon Network on daily, but it changed.
So what was the big draw for Boondocks?
It was like, actually it was before its time, because I look back on some of the episodes now and I'm like, whoa, that's still happening. But it was like these like very, like if you followed, like before the actual cartoon came out, there was the comic strips. So if you follow the comic strips, it was like kind of like this kind of very like pro-black angle to things, and it was like also calling out a lot of hypocrisy and things like that. But then they like put it into a cartoon form, and it turned into like this like funny. Sometimes people didn't know what they were laughing at times. That's what I learned in college. Was like I would be sitting next to certain people who think things are funny. I'm like, why is that funny to you? Like break that part down. Like let's break down why you think this Obama skit's so funny. But like it just had this kind of twist to it where it was like talking about a lot of things that weren't really talked about, like rappers and what their lives are really like and how they portray themselves and all that stuff. Like you're not a thug. You work for UPS or something. Like it was like this whole episode of that. So, and especially the Usher episode, it was just like a lot of just like calling out just like a lot of kind of hypocrisies, but also it was funny. Like, it was funny, and like I can still like it's timeless too, because you can look back on a lot of episodes now and be like, oh, this is still current. Like a lot of stuff that's happening is still current. So I think it was just calling out a lot of things that like people kind of talked about, but they put it in this cartoon form and made it really funny. The craziest one was probably the R. Kelly episode because it was spot on. Like it was a very much a spot on. It had to have been like 2008. or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it maybe was earlier. I can't give the exact year because I was in college from 2006 to 2010. So it was around that time. So this is before R. Kelly actually was in jail, but like they had a whole court case about it, and it was just very spot on of what actually happened and like how it was portrayed. Yeah. So yeah, before its time, but great show.
Well, we have a few people in the watching right now on the live, other than our mother.
Hi,
which
Mom.
we thank you, Mom. So chime in. Are you a former Boondocks watcher? Are you excited about this Good Times reboot? How do you want them to actually navigate the stories? Mom, you can chime in too, but I'm just saying there are other people.
I don't think Mom got into the Boondocks. I don't think that's quite her thing.
I don't think Mom got into the Boondocks either. All right, so let's. So actually, the new series, Good Times Reboot, which is going to be an animated series on Netflix, and it is it's starting April 12th. So we'll be watching that for sure.
For sure.
So we are moving on to some celebrity meet and greets because essentially Tank came out, the singer Tank. They are on tour, the R&B tour. Of course, they're not coming to Denver. No. Why don't people come to Denver?
I might go to San Francisco for the 22nd of June. That might be my birthday present to myself because that is a fire lineup.
Why don't people come to Denver with these shows?
I think we know why. I mean,
you think we know why?
Like, I don't know if we really going to get a full... How many people in Denver really rocking out to Carl Thomas?
Dang. I don't know, but did you watch that podcast I did with Monifa?
No.
So, sorry. Summer Rain was actually Monifa's song. It was meant for her.
Oh, really?
And Carl Thomas, and obviously, I mean, it was iconic, but she sang, like, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. If you haven't checked out the podcast I did with Monifa, check that out. She sings Summer Rain. It is amazing. I really do think that she should actually record it. But yeah, I wish he was coming. But essentially, Tank is like, listen, y'all not gonna be in a meet and greet, jump in on my back. I'm not picking you up. Do not straddle me. Don't touch me. And the reason why he even has to have this caveat is because Chris Brown, Chris Bout It Brown, has been giving the fans what they want. Now, we have seen so many photos of a Chris Brown meet and greet, okay? He is grabbing booties. They're grabbing his stuff. He's picking people up. They're on his back. I mean, it looks like there could be some babies made in this meet and greet.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
And Chris is saying if it weren't for his fans, then he wouldn't be who he is today. And so
that's a loaded statement,
to show appreciation. And you know what? I do think that it is definitely risky because anytime you put yourself in a situation with random people and you're doing things that could be deemed quote unquote inappropriate, that you're setting yourself up for somebody who knows exactly what they're getting and sets you up for a lawsuit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a reason that Chris Brown is the only one's doing it, but I'm not going to talk my talk right now. But no, it makes sense. Like, you hear a lot of stories about, like, oh, we went backstage and blah, 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 and I felt like this happened, and that does happen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I get his point. Like, I mean, Keri Hilson hasn't come out and say anything. Is she on a tour too? Are you allowed to touch Keri Hilson? I don't know. Like, it's weird.
No.
Because this is in general, or everyone, this is a no-touch tour?
Yeah, like, well, I think most tours, because ever since, remember the photo with Robin Thicke?
Oh, yeah.
During the meet and greet, and he's, like,
grabbing
upskirting some
little girl. Well, actually, wasn't that his wife now? Or his baby mama?
I don't think so.
Isn't this a different girl? Okay.
I think it's a different girl.
Okay.
It might be. I don't know.
Shout out to Paula Patton.
Yeah, Paula Patton has a new boyfriend. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Who's she dating?
Some cute Indian guy.
Okay, Paula. Mm-hmm. I see you, girl.
Yeah.
All right.
Paula put a book out there. She was like, I read this book and then I found my person. I was like, okay, the book sales for that book is about to go skyrocket.
Hey, that's up there with Sierra's Prayer.
Yeah. But yeah, meet and greets have historically gotten out of control. People get anytime. It's almost like when people go to sports games or whatever.
There's entitlement to it.
There's a feeling because I bought a ticket, I now own you. And I just think about the Taylor Swift upskirting during her meet and greet.
In Denver, right?
I was in Denver. I can't remember the dude's name. But the crazy part about that was he was a radio DJ.
Yeah.
And I will never forget the next day because I was doing country radio at the time. This guy was a country radio DJ. So technically, he was our competition.
Yeah.
And that was like the word. Like everybody was talking about it. The record people, like reps, like all these people were like, this is what happened. So when she finally decided to sue him for $1 and he was like, I don't know, like this is all made up or whatever. I was like, was it made up from jump? Because I remember that day. It's like, do you remember where you were when, just name a historical event? I remember where I was when I found out that Taylor Swift got upskirted by a radio DJ who was in the competing station from where I was at the time, which is just wild. So I do think it's important for Tank to actually like set the tone for what he's expecting in the meet and greet.
Yeah, but also, how much is Tank charging for a meet and greet?
I don't know.
Let's figure that out. Because Chris Brown spends it's like at least
Harper,
a G.
Do we know how much Tank's charging for a meet and greet? Oh, it's between $100 to $200.
Yeah, Chris Brown's charging $1,000.
$1,000?
Yeah, like Chris Brown's like it's almost $1,000, right, Harper?
Oh wow. If it's $1,000,
yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna jump
experience.
on your back. I'm jumping on. If I'm paying $1,000 to meet Chris Brown, I'm jumping on your back. You gonna do some homework for me? I don't know. You gonna do something?
Not homework.
I don't know. It's $1,000. You just a dude. Like you can sing. Congrats. You gonna break dance for me or something? Like I don't know. We gonna pop and lock together. But like $1,000, like I'm getting more than a picture.
Okay. All right. So who would you pay $1,000 to see?
That's a controversial answer, so I'm not gonna say.
Why?
Kanye.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other artist I would pay $1,000 to? Childish Gambino.
Oh, okay.
I'll do that.
You'd pay $1,000 for Childish Gambino?
I love Childish Gambino. I'd pay $1,000 for Childish.
Huh. That's interesting. Who would I pay?
I don't know, because I feel like Childish would be very, like, quick. I feel like Kanye, at least I'd be like, whoa, that was a rant. Like, I got $1,000 rant. Like, and I'm probably going to be on TMZ tomorrow, because this was so inappropriate. Like, I feel like, yeah, I would pay $1,000 with Kanye because it's going to be a memorable experience. I feel like with Childish Gambino, I'm just going to get, like, a picture. And it's like, all right, cool, nice meeting you, move along. I feel like with Kanye, I got, like, 5 to 10 minutes where he's just going to go off and I'm going to be like, yeah, I was sitting there for that. I was there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was there when that moment happened.
I could see it being worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like Kanye would charge more, though.
Probably. I mean, he charges that much from the easy slides. So, yeah, I can see it being more.
Huh. Who would I pay?
$1,000.
Actually, I do know who I would pay because I've paid it before. I paid a pretty penny. I paid a nice vacation, a nice 5-star vacation for Michelle Obama.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have.
I did. It was totally worth it. And you know what? I would have paid more because Michelle Obama was the catalyst to me being able to wear my natural hair on air.
All right, fair.
We had a conversation within that meet and greet that I was like, well, I appreciate you, standing in natural hair because I'm not allowed to wear my hair natural on air. She was like, excuse me? Yeah. You tell them that I said that you can wear your hair however you want to wear your hair. And that's exactly how it went down.
I feel like she's always been, like, before the first ladiness, she was so accessible that I'm like, I don't think of it that way. But I'm like, then again, I did listen to Becoming. It, like, put me to bed several times. I'm like, come on, Michelle. Just put up my ears and just, like, let Michelle Obama let me go to sleep. It was just great. It was like having Michelle Obama giving me a lullaby in an inspirational manner. Great book.
Like, well, you're not supposed to fall asleep.
But it was just calming. I loved it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
All right. So you paid for the First Lady.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe.
Okay. Well, yeah. So R&B Money, which apparently you're gonna go to this concert.
I love Keri Hilson, and mostly Keri Hilson because she had a great album, and yeah,
she is really sweet. I've met her a few times.
All right, quick flex. Okay.
Well, I was in radio for like damn near 2 decades, so yeah, there's been a lot of people, a lot of artists that I've met, and Pretty Girl Rock will always be my jam.
Knock Me Down with Kanye on there and Neo.
Okay.
Sometimes love. Yeah, that's classic.
All right. Well, you have to let us know how the show goes, since you're apparently going.
San Francisco, June 22nd.
All right. Well, if you see Ebonie there, holla at your girl.
Not paying for the meet and greet.
All right, we're going to move on to McDonald's. I don't know if I would ever see the day, or thought I would see the day, when McDonald's was getting into the glam game, but here we are.
I'm loving it.
So, are you?
No,
really? As someone who never paints their nails?
Oh, my nails are painted.
They're clear.
Okay, but is that not paint? Is clear not paint?
Clear's not paint. They're buffed.
No, they're painted. I got clear gel.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's
Respect
not.
It.
I'm just saying, McDonald's has come out with these decals. They are McDonald's inspired. You can actually get them on Amazon. Harper is putting a link in the comment section about how you can purchase these decals. Yeah. But essentially, there's this whole thing now where people are using decals, and they're also doing more like press-ons again because it's cheaper and it's less time than getting your nails done. Yeah. And you know me, I always keep my nails done. Okay? I know. I am not a candidate for decals, and I'm not a candidate for press-ons. First of all, let me be very clear. The press-on game discriminates, okay? For those of us who have wider nail beds, there is no way that I am going to fit my nails into a press-on nail. That's why I have to get my nails customized with Melly from Mainstream Nails.
Shout out. Hey, I like Mainstream. I mean, I think it's cool and cute for like kids, and like I think of Rita when I think about these things of like our niece, our 9-year-old niece. When I think about like a press-on nail at McDonald's, like I feel like that's a vibe right there for her. I don't know about being a grown woman with McDonald's nails, but you know what? To each his own.
I don't know. I feel like yes, kids will
or person,
will
grown
like
person.
Them. Yeah, grown person. Kids will like them, but ultimately it's just that now everybody's getting into the glam nail game, the DIY glam nail game. So I guess it's only fitting that McDonald's would too.
I mean, also, you can get like baseball, basketball teams have logos for press-ons and stuff. So yeah, I get it. Like everybody's got it. It's part of your branding. Like I just didn't know that like we were really rocking McDonald's brand like that. I didn't know that was a vibe.
Well, you know, people love their Mickey D's. Also, shout out to Monietta Shaw, who also has a line of press-on nails. She has gotten into that game. Actually, hers are very nice. They're super dope. If I wore press-ons, I would wear those.
Fair.
But also, I am very rough with my hands, and I need something that's not going to come off as easy as, you know, these guys.
Gotcha.
If I lose these, then I'm almost losing a finger.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh. But you mentioned earlier that it's not just women, any person who decides to glam their nails. And that's actually been another topic of conversation. DWAYNE WADE took some photos. He showed that he had painted nails, and then everybody started coming for him on social media. How do you feel about men painting their nails?
Why can't men paint their nails?
Why do you think that people have such an issue with men painting their nails?
Masculinity. Like, honestly, it's like, yo, like, chill out. I think it's because, like, toxicness is like, oh, that makes you less of a man if you paint your nails, like, that has any barrier of it. Yeah, and I think it's just a culture of people who want to look for something to like really be down on and something to pick on and something to look at instead of looking at themselves. So I feel like when that happens, it's just like you ain't got nothing else going on in your life that you're upset that somebody else took the time to paint their nails and take care of themselves and groom themselves properly. That bothers you? That bothers you.
Well, I think it's just another way of othering. And I think that people like, especially men like DWAYNE WADE get it the most because generally he is the type of person that would be used as a template for masculinity. And so the moment that he's not abiding by what's considered to be stereotypical masculinity, then of course people are going to come for him because it's almost offensive to someone who's like, well, I see, an NBA player of your stature and your performance to be the ultimate masculine man. So if you're not masculine, what does that say about me?
Yeah.
Like it's a projection.
Yeah. Also, Robin painted his nails, and he had the most fun out of any NBA player ever. So, I mean, that's a role model right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in terms of having fun, in terms of being a responsible person and doing the right thing, and based off that documentary, I don't know. But, I mean, Rodman was living his best life, so if you're really upset about some painted nails, I mean, to be Dennis Rodman in the 90s.
Yeah. I find it interesting because there have been several rappers who have particularly come forward and expressed their disappointment or anger that he would paint his nails. And I do find it interesting, and I am never interested in, how do I say this? I'm never interested in speculating or pontificating on someone's sexuality because I think that that is wildly inappropriate. But it is interesting to me that people who are typically so offended and will say derogatory things about people projecting things that they find to be less masculine, there's always this undertone or speculation about them.
Yeah, like you're a rapper that was really one of the first rappers to come out in a pink jacket, a pink feathery jacket, and now you have an issue with somebody painting their nails. That's a little weird, and that's actually one of my favorite rappers growing up. You like kind of had the pink jacket, pink polo, and the pink hat. You had the first Yankees hat too. That was pink. That was amazing. I had it when I was in high school. But then you're gonna come out and say what's masculine, what's not. It's kind of fascinating, but do you?
What do you think? I mean, obviously we talked about a lot of times it's projection, or it's if this person is looked at this way, what does it say about me? I just want to get to a point, particularly as Black people and Black men, where there is allowed to be a diversity of expression, like any other demographic.
Yeah.
And the more that it's held on to that in order to be a Black man or masculine, that you have to abide by only this criteria, I think it's the more toxicity that kind of runs rampant in these discussions.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of trauma behind it, but like I think it's just a lot of just like not understanding and being able to feel comfortable within yourself. So you're always trying to live up to something that you don't even really want to live up to. And it's like therapy. I don't know. Best way to put it, therapy. Therapy. Get that out. Understand why you're doing what you're doing, why certain things make you upset, even though it has nothing to do with your life. Understand it, and you'll probably be better in life, and your life will be a lot easier.
We should come up with a bunch of different questions to ask Spirit based on some of these conversations. So Spirit, for those of you who don't know, is a therapist, but she's also just an absolute rock star. She's been on like every major show as the in-house therapist, and she is actually coming to my live event on Sunday, June 9th, and she's actually going to come on DBL as well. So maybe we can snag some time with her and we can get some listener or viewer questions that they may want to pose to her, like do a nice little Q&A with Spirit. If we can, she's already come into the live. She's already going to be on DBL. Now I'm like, can we snag like 30 minutes of your time? But if you have questions that you would like to have answered, I'm going to see if we might be able to sit down with a therapist and talk some of these things out.
Talk that talk.
Yes, talk that talk.
Let's go.
Well, speaking of that talk, it's been another live, Comeback TV Live with my sister Ebonie. We're happy to have you back. And again, go to Eventbrite tomorrow or check out all of my social media at Erica Cobb, TikTok at I am Erica Cobb, where you will be able to purchase, tomorrow will be the first day, your tickets to the Comeback with Erica Cobb live podcast event featuring Karamo Brown of Queer Eye, of the Karamo Show, of the world. Everybody loves Karamo.
Yo, let's go. Quick question. What are your meet and greet rules?
Oh, I actually don't have a meet and greet.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
I don't have a meet and greet because I'm going to meet everybody.
Sure.
So I will be around.
So you do have a meet and greet. It's just, hey, I'm not going to have you on my back.
Right.
Okay. Just curious.
I'll be around roaming. So yeah, I don't have meet and greet rules. Just dress to impress in your Sunday's best.
Woo.
Because we want to get some great footage of you because you are the star of this show. Well, Karamo's the star of the show, but you're also the star of the show. And we appreciate you joining us. To our mother, our number one viewer, thank you so much for watching, and all of you who tuned in. We are coming at you live around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time every Thursday with trending topics of the week. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we go, I'm just going to tease that we've been talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. It is back. It airs this Sunday, March 24th. We are going to have a little special that we will be dropping after Summer House Martha's Vineyard airs. So check that out after you watch the show and see if you're thinking what we were thinking. All right? Thanks for joining us. Until next week, you can check us out on my social media or my online home, comeback.tv. Bye.